So this vlog is inspired by events of this past weekend, not the copious amounts of alcohol that was consumed, but thanks Chimmy's, Fuzzy's, Louie Louie's, the library, one of those, all of those places, thank you for that. No, this has to do with a run-in I had with the wonderful state of Texas law enforcement. This vlog is called Ways to Get Out of a Speeding Ticket. So this weekend I was driving to Lubbock and I was on the stretch of highway between Lubbock and Sweetwater on Highway 84. And anyone who's ever driven to Lubbock knows that the state troopers are at like their most vigilant in Sweetwater. It's like they just smell the DFW and or Houston Metroplex on you and like want to catch you speeding. Cleanse yourself of the Plano before you drive out there because they'll get you. So I saw the state trooper in the right lane ahead of me and he was going like 65, way like lower than the speed limit. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll pass him on the left. Now, I'm not a freaking idiot. I'm not gonna just whiz by a state trooper. So I was staring at my speedometer the whole time I was passing him because I did not want to get pulled over. And I know I was going 69, 70. I know I was. I guess as I was pulling forward and then in front of him on this right-hand side, I must have hit 60, 76, 77, I guess. I get pulled over and I was legitimately shocked, like didn't know why I was getting pulled over, thought it was because of his tail light or whatever. So he comes up to my window like a good state trooper and I'm getting out my stuff and I asked him, what did I do? He said, ma'am, I pulled you over on account of your speed. And I was like, really? I thought I was going like 72. I mean, at the most. I was so sure. And then I was handing my stuff like, what is the speed limit around here? He said, it's 75. I don't know what came over me, but I just went for it. I was like, I kept seeing signs for like 84. I just thought that was the speed limit. Let me tell you, the look he gave me is something that I will cherish for the rest of my God-given life. He looked at me like, from what dumbass planet did this bimbo fart head fly from on her stupid ship? It was the greatest moment ever. And he took off his aviators like he was in goddamn Super Troopers. And he goes, ma'am, that is the highway number. Guys, I was already in too deep, so I just committed to the dits. And I was like, oh my God, I am so stupid. I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that. I just had a long day yesterday and anyway. He had like too much pity and he just gave me a warning. He had very little patience for this dumbass girl who didn't know the difference between a speeding limit sign and a highway sign and went on his merry way and I went on my merry way. Super, super happy that I managed to pull that off for really no reason. You know what? I just realized that I was wearing a pretty low-cut shirt. Damn it. I'm still gonna chalk it up to my mad acting skills, guys. But thanks, ladies. Power of boobies. Now, I'm not talking to people who go like 60 and a 40 or speeding in a school zone or a construction zone or a DUI or DWI. Like, that's dumb. You get caught, you get caught. Am I right, Reese Witherspoon? This is for the generally law-abiding driver who, you know, is just driving along, got caught up duetting a whole new world with themselves, like normal people do. And looks down, they're going 54 and a 45, and the cop has turned around and followed them. This is for those people who, you know, aren't idiots, but sometimes your speed just gets away from you. And if you're like me and you have an ancient car that doesn't have a digital speedometer, then everything's pretty ballpark anyway. So here are some surefire ways to definitely kind of maybe get out of a speeding ticket. There's the bathroom emergency. P.S. Any person who believes that women don't have bodily functions should probably just mute this right now. This is when you can go, I just really have to go to the bathroom. I need to get to my house. I'm so sorry. I just didn't mean to speed. I just really need to get to my bathroom. Because nobody is going to argue with diarrhea. I just had a vision of like a cop handing you a ticket and a bottle of Pepto, like an asshole. But never claim puke. Because one, you can always pull over and puke, and two, that just like screams suspicious blood alcohol content. Always go for the poop. There's also the, but my favorite TV show is on. I'm sorry, officer, but like Daenerys keeps talking about her dragon, and the girl from 300 is having sex with her brother, and like their other brother is like short and he's a king, and then Boromir's alive, but he's not really alive, and apparently he's not related to Tony Stark, which was weird to me. And Jon Snow is wandering around with the girl from Downton Abbey and like Helm's Deep looking for like the Dharma Initiative, and there's like the chubby one. I don't really know what I was talking about just there. I think I might have mixed up some fandoms, but basically that point is you might get lucky. Maybe that dude is a really big Game of Thrones / Iron Man / Lost / Downton Abbey / whatever, Lord of the Rings, I said. And he's like, oh no, I totally understand you, just slow down. You never know. That's a little bit hit or miss. You can always pretend like your sister or your wife is having a baby. But you always have to claim home birth, because there always is that like slight chance that the cop could be like, well, let's go to the hospital. Oh no, she's having her baby in a bathtub or whatever's trendy. That's a thing. You know that, right? Like, water births. It's gross. I don't understand it. Like, epidurals were invented for a reason. Somewhere in the world, some scientist's mother complained to him enough for him to be like, okay, Mom, I get it. I was a huge accident. Here, I'll make this awesome painkiller you can put in someone's spine to make the beauty of birth even more beautiful. Why do we keep rejecting innovation because it's not natural? Maybe we were born so we could make cool things like this. I mean, at one point, we weren't using spoons, but someone invented a goddamn spoon and now we use spoons all the time. Why would you reject painkillers when they're made to kill your pain? You don't have to live through that. You don't have to have your baby in a bathtub. You can have it in a hospital where there's things that can help you survive it. I will be sitting in a hospital bed with an epidural in my spine, and you can just cut that baby out of me. I don't care. Anyway, that was kind of a tangent. We all know that none of these apply to any situation involving a lady cop, right? Those bitches don't got time for any of that. Maybe they'll have some sympathy for pooping babies, but other than that, they'll get you. Here's hoping you don't ever have to get a speeding ticket ever again. But I've given you some ideas, and if you have to use the Highway 84 / speed limit DITS trick, it worked for me. But I wasn't going that fast. I mean, I have been pulled over on Highway 84 going like 90. I remember my mom was like, your car is not built to go that fast. Like, I'm pretty sure it's built to go 150. You should try this out. But I respect the popo. Sometimes it's just an accidental speeding, and you never know. You could use one of these in the future. Maybe it'll work. Or maybe I'm just an idiot, which is largely possible.